Hello fellow Minecrafters, Gearsaw Studios here. Today I'm going to be showing off 22w17a, where the skin launcher is not working and they gave the Warden a new drop. However, before I begin, remember, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. So with that, let's investigate. So here are the changelogs for our latest snapshot. I'm not going to go over them as thoroughly as I do in other videos because honestly, you can probably just pause the video and read them for yourself. But goat horns, a couple of changes. The Warden now has armor piercing and shield piercing abilities with its ranged attack. And the new item is a singular skull catalyst, which is actually incredibly important. Chat now requires someone to be actually in game in order to use, besides the server console, and some bug changes. So let's look at this stuff in game. So, of course, the first order of business is the Warden dropping its new item. And it's only a skull catalyst. However, this is incredibly important because, say, killing the Warden, you get the skull catalyst. And now imagine mining this in survival. And look at my XP bar slowly. And you can see straight up to 2 levels. If I do it again, I can get more possibly. So you can just imagine how useful this would be if you were to farm it. And of course, if you were to chain this up with a Sculk Shrieker, which seems to be pretty broken in this update, well, you can create a Warden farm. Get multiple naturally generating Shriekers. Then, now you have an entire Skull Catalyst machine, which you can place down, mine up, and you have an absolutely amazing passive XP source. For an example of how useful this can be, this is an incredibly inefficient Warden farm. However, if the Warden were to fall into that pit, you can see, pretend that it instantly dies. So, I'm sorry. And just like that, we got a catalyst. And leave this on running for a long time with a much more efficient design than I could make. Then we could make something incredibly good. Because just standing here, the Warden can spawn right next to the area where it needs to go. And over time, you can just have a lot of catalyst. With all the catalyst you can make with that, what you can do is you can detonate them. Because the Sculk Catalyst and other Sculk blocks now properly drop XP and they have a pretty low blast resistance. Which means you can now use TNT to pick these up. Now, if I collect all this and blow the rest up, then we can have a lot of XP. Because you can see those are just falling down. And this was close to 100. The catalyst, but not exactly. It even takes a significant amount of time to pick all of them up. But just to give an example, just from that, ignoring the fact that I'm getting shot, I'm almost at level 30, which means it's just an incredibly good way to get XP now. Because the machine produces Skull Catalysts naturally, you can place those down, blow them up, and that's just for some free XP, albeit not as good as, say, a gold farm. For the final Skulk-related change, we need to look at the Warden, who is currently being trapped. Now, its Sonic Boom attack accidentally one-shot it, but the Sonic Boom attack has been changed quite dramatically, as in it now bypasses shields, it bypasses armor, and just a lot of other things. So you're going to need protection. I'm currently on hard mode, and you can see I have almost full netherite. Because, replacement for a missing skin. Now, using my shield right now, you can see complete bypass. And the damage remains constant on all difficulties. You can see it's going a lot faster than before. However, the range is still the same, which means you can still escape it just by walking away. So, yeah, it's a lot more rapid and accomplishes its purpose a little bit better. And it's still pretty scary. With the Skulk business out of the way, we need to cover the other things, as in the goat horn, which I was honestly not expecting to make it into this update. So there's 8 different unique horns, and they all have a cooldown universally of about 10 seconds, which means you can't spam it, and I need command blocks to effectively display them. Now, their names: Ponder, Sing, Seek, Feel, and these ones are exclusive to Screaming Goats: Admire, Call, Yearn, and Dream, along with a Ponder for some reason being permanently locked inside of the Destroy item frame. Now, for each of them, they are in this order that I showed them in my inventory, which means this one's going to be Ponder, next is Sing, Seek, Feel, you get the idea. So, they're pretty simple, and one of them's the actual raid sound. So, I'm going to mute my microphone so you can listen to them with the best experience. So, that's all the goat horn noises. And Seek is the one you want if you desire that sweet raid noise, which is honestly kind of annoying in my opinion. These are obtained by goats ramming blocks, and they can only be naturally generated blocks, which means you can't just place down a block and hope a goat rams it. However, there is a chance you could just place a block into an oncoming goat in order to get that horn in that way. Unfortunately, due to the random variability of goats, there is no reliable way to get their horns to display how they drop. But the important thing is, the goats will ram the following blocks that are naturally generated, which means it can't be placed by you. They can ram logs, specifically spruce logs, I believe, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. Copper ore, iron ore, emerald ore, and a couple of other blocks, like packed ice. So, only things you can find on mountains. If you can't find it within the grove or stony peaks, then or frozen peaks, then you probably can't get a goat to ram that. For one final miscellaneous change, we can see the OA now can detect vibration particles from note blocks. Annoyingly, it is now raining. Please ignore that. But it makes vibrations. Oh, you can now detect which one it's going to, because the note block makes a vibration, goes to away, and yeah. Another thing is the range of a goat horn. We can see all the way over there. That's about 70-80 blocks, and we can still hear it. The cutoff range is right around here though, which means it's about an 80 block radius, which is quite extreme. So keep that in mind when playing multiplayer, because you can be able to hear that from about 80 blocks. Okay, I may or may not have lied. There is one other change I'd like to cover that is not exactly stated in the change logs, but it's still more or less said. And that's the fact that the Warden now will have a unique death message if you get killed by its sonic boom. So, if I get this thing to aggro on me, you can see Gearsaw Studios was obliterated by a sonically charged shriek, which means, yeah, it has a unique death message, and you can tell what exactly got you, either getting pummeled into oblivion or a sonically charged shriek. So, with those changes out of the way, and a nice Warden addition, it's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, remember, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. So, with that, take care. The skin services are coming back on soon, most likely, so expect my normal skin in my next video. Gearsaw, out.